Sat Sri Akal. Today I'll give you an overview of Sikhism, which is one of the 4 Dharmic religions of India. The actual word for the religion is Sikhi, and there are 25 million Sikhs around the world. Sat Sri Akal is a Sikh greeting which means God is the ultimate truth, and they often refer to this ultimate truth as Ik Aumkar. Hindus and Sikhs share many common beliefs, such as the belief in one supreme God, karma, reincarnation, selfless service, and moksha. And in fact, many Sikhs had ancestors that came from Hindu families. So the two faiths are very interconnected. Even with all these similarities, Sikhism does offer its own unique spiritual perspective. And I think it's important for us to understand its history. And lucky for us, we know very accurately how this faith was formed. Sikhs are well known for both their devotion and courage. And they're often referred to as Sant Sipahi, which means saint soldier. And the reason they use this term is because Sikhs can be very great devotees of God, but they can also stand up to fight injustice. And in fact, they played a major role in keeping India safe and protected for several centuries. This concept of Sant Sipahi is reflected in the symbol for Sikhism, which has 2 swords. The left stands for Midi, which represents the soldier, and the right stands for Pidi, which represents the saint. Sikh means disciple or learner, and so Sikhs are both disciples of God and the gurus of Sikhism. The word guru is used in the Dharmic traditions to refer to a teacher, but it's not just any old teacher. Guru is a Sanskrit word which means one who removes the darkness of ignorance. And so a guru is someone who's seen the truth and can lead you towards enlightenment. God in Sikhism is referred to as the ultimate teacher, or Vaheguru. And because he's infinite and without form, Sikhs do not make images of God, but they do have images of the Sikh gurus. Sikhism was founded by Guru Nanak, who was born in 1469 in Punjab, India, into a Hindu family. And around this time, India had been invaded by the Mughals, whose ruler was Babur. The Mughals were oppressing the people of India and torturing them and not letting them freely practice their faith. And so many people in India were starting to lose faith in God. Since his childhood, Guru Nanak's friends and family noted that there was something very special about him. He was very inquisitive and always wanted to know the reason why we did things and wanted to get to the truth behind what we did. He was against rituals and superstition and really loved science and reason. He was also against the caste system, believing that everyone was equal under the eyes of God. One day around the age of 30, Guru Nanak disappeared into a river. People found his clothes near the river and assumed that he drowned, and they frantically searched the river but could not find him. But 3 days later, he reappeared, and something had changed about him. During this time, he had a divine revelation. Guru Nanak states that he was taken to God's court, where he was given the message of remembering God and chanting his divine name. And so now he had brought that message to spread to the rest of the world. Since then, he became known as Guru Nanak, and Sikhism was born. He took several adventures throughout his life, spreading his thoughts throughout Arabia and Tibet and Southeast Asia. He was preaching a message of a single supreme God who believed in love and equality amongst all people. And he was urging people to get over the differences between Hindu and Muslim and just see each other as fellow human beings. So there have been 10 gurus in the Sikh tradition, the 10th being Guru Gobind Singh. And Guru Gobind Singh declared that the Guru Granth Sahib, which is the holy scripture of Sikhism, would serve as the 11th and final Guru. And so the Guru Granth Sahib is unique in that it serves as both the Sikh holy scripture and a living Guru. Each of the Sikh Gurus fought against the Mughal atrocities, and in the process were imprisoned, tortured, and some of them were even executed. And they weren't just fighting for the Sikhs, they were fighting for the right of every Indian to practice their own faith freely and live free from oppression. In 1699, Guru Gobind Singh, who was the 10th Guru, baptized the first 5 people into Sikhism. He declared that male Sikhs will have the last name Singh, which means lion, and female Sikhs would have the last name Kaur, which means princess. And this way, he ensured that everyone in the faith would be treated equally and with respect. He called this group the Khalsa, which means the Brotherhood of the Pure, and he gave them the 5 Ks, which is the Sikh uniform. Kesh means uncut hair, and it's because Sikhs respect the natural gift that God has given them. Ganga means comb, which signifies the importance that the faith puts on hygiene. Kada is a metal bracelet to remind us to continue doing work, and so that if we lift our arm and see that kada, we'll always remember that God is watching over us. Kachira is the undergarment, which is also related to hygiene and purity. Kirpan is the curved sword, which shows that Sikhs are always ready to fight injustice, wherever it may appear. A Sikh is most often identified by their turban. Now, it's important to know that the turban is not just some fashion statement, but a very important part of the faith that has great significance. It's unfortunate that because of the turban, Sikhs are often the targets of hate crime in the Western world. Two major practices in the faith are seva and simran. Seva means service, specifically referring to community service, and you'll see that many Sikhs are involved in humanitarian efforts because they believe that it's their duty to help everyone. And simran means remembering God, which involves chanting His name. A Sikh place of worship is called a Gurudwara, and inside of a Gurudwara you'll find the Guru Granth Sahib, which again is the holy scripture of Sikhism and also serves as its final living Guru. And everyone is welcome inside of a Gurudwara. The only requirement is that if you're inside of the Gurudwara, you should cover your head out of respect. A Gurudwara is also where the langar takes place. Langar is where members of the Sikh community make food and selflessly serve it to anyone who comes into the Gurudwara. They only serve vegetarian food in the langar because they want to make sure that no one feels left out because of their dietary restrictions. The holiest site in the faith is the Golden Temple in Amritsar, which is also known as Sri Darbar Sahib. And in fact, the langar that takes place here serves over 100,000 people a day, which makes it the largest serving of free food in the world. So hopefully now you have a greater understanding of Sikhism, which is a religion of peace and justice. Thanks for watching, have a blessed day, and Namaste.